Two questions. What how much did you sell the exclusive for?
Whew, that's a good question.
I was just thinking.
I've changed that model so many times, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because the market changes so much. And right now.
No, that first one you sold, how much was it? The
first one was for 400. And
you good,
to be
man.
honest, that was pretty damn good.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? That's pretty damn good. Even now, that's pretty damn good. So I'm like, yeah, that was like I was 18, like in a college dorm eating noodles, bro. You know how happy I was for that $400?
I got a paycheck. Oh.
Man, I was ordering Chinese that whole week. I was on
crazy.
So, yeah, I guess now, like, it ranges actually a lot because, you know, it also, because I get such a wide range. I get like established people, I get people who are just starting out. So what I do now is like I kind of vet customers. Like I ask them questions, like because I have so much experience now as a performing musician, I do a lot of negotiations, a lot, talking about rates and stuff. So I kind of just take that whole idea and bring it into the beats thing. So I'm like asking, like, you know, what's your idea for the project? When do you think it's coming out? Do you have a budget? Are you on a major label or are you not on a major label? And then
this
I try
is in
to
regards to exclusives, right?
Regards to exclusives. Yeah, definitely regards to exclusives. So like once I kind of get a picture of what they're doing, and hopefully they give me a budget number, then I kind of work around that because I'm more so trying to actually solidify a sale. I'm not trying to get the most money. I just want to actually make a sale, a decent one. I'm not trying to let my beat go for chump change, but I'm also not trying to like not service the customer in a way, you know what I'm saying? So like I've sold beats for, you know, $1,000, 8, 7, 6, but I've also sold exclusives for as low as 200 sometimes, you know? So it just depends really. And I started to realize too that the artists that are hip to, you know, the leasing, a lot of artists don't want to lease or exclusively lease licensed beats that have been leased like 30 times. You know, so like hip musicians will ask me like, okay, have you sold this beat before? How many times? And of course that gives them the leverage to be like, okay, maybe we could bring this price down a little bit since you've already leased it a bunch of times and this beat's already out there. That could be a headache for me down the line.
Right. Yeah.
So I've actually recently changed my whole model again. And right now what I'm doing is I'm completely eradicating licensing beats non-exclusively.
Yeah, I've known some producers that done that before.
Yeah, because man, now with the content ID thing, oh man, because even if you put it in your contract, sometimes some people, unfortunately, some rappers don't read the whole contract.
Yeah.
If you say, hey, this is a basic license, don't content ID, they'll go ahead and steal content ID because they want to make their YouTube bread. I get that, but it's like you kind of messing up and causing a headache for everybody else who has this beat non-exclusively in a basic license like you. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you're making it a headache for me down the line when someone does want to buy that beat exclusively. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now, I'm just like every beat's one of one, like straight up. You know what I mean? Because it's gotten so bad that like distributors like DistroKid, bro, they don't even let you do YouTube money anymore. As soon as you click hip hop and instrumental, that YouTube function goes away.
Really?
Like, yes.
You know,
like,
I think I did see that because I was confused. I'm like, I knew, yeah, I did see that because I was like, I know YouTube was up here and it disappeared, and then I changed the genre to like kid pop or something, and then some other stuff showed up.
yeah, man, because
that's crazy.
They don't
want to deal with it.
They don't want to deal with it, man. It's getting insane, bro. And I'm imagining like, okay, if I was DistroKid, I probably would have to do the same thing too. Because can you imagine what their inbox
Oh,
support
God.
probably looks like.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my God. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
that's
God.
chaotic. I didn't even
So
think of
like what I started to do, and I think this is kind of a gem for some people who are not hip to this. I just, like I said, I put my beats out myself. Like, I actually released them on Spotify and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Now, I know some people, some rappers care that beats are out. Like, I know some rappers don't like to, they like their beats to be like, no one's ever heard this. You mean like you're exclusive, you're a secret stash, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what that's allowed me to do by putting my music out on Spotify and myself on YouTube and myself content IDing it is, depending on the website I do it through, I have complete and total control of how claims happen. So what I can do is, if I have a beat that's already out on Constant ID, Spotify, and all that stuff like that, and somebody wants to lease it, all I have to do is whitelist their YouTube on my distributor, which basically says, hey, I'm clearing your video and your channel to make money on this beat. Right. So now I'm kind of like the Content ID controller, because because if someone just rips my beat off and puts it up on YouTube, it's gonna get flagged because I already Content ID'd it.
Yeah, I get.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So what I decided to do is just Content ID myself, and then if you do it through a certain website, there's a few of them out there, like Identify, Audium, there's some other joints out there that do Content ID for you, and they allow you to literally pick and choose videos to either claim or let go. So I thought, like, oh, if I have that much control, then I can kind of integrate that into my beat selling business and just literally control my content across, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
Hey, that's a nice niche there. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
It's actually been working really well. Like, it has been working really well. Like, I'll go to that website and check, like, because you can check the latest claims, and like every once in a while some videos will pop up of someone who might have got my beat on a free download or took it off of YouTube and wanted to use it for a video or a quick little rap song. You know what I'm saying? And like, on top of me making the revenue from them doing that, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of funny because they think they're getting over on one, but it's actually helped me out by doing that. Oh, yeah. So it's kind of a way to finesse the system right now. And I don't know if you have the, I guess, the patience, the patience, right, to go through all that administrative work and set it up right, like, you'll be happy you did it. I think so.
Yeah. Are you so you're getting your beats on Spotify through DistroKid, or are you just? You know,
it's funny. I've tried pretty much every single distributor because I wanted to see which one was like the best. I've tried Song Trader, I've tried TuneCore, I've tried CD Baby, I've tried DistroKid, I've tried United Masters. What else have I tried? Oh, there's a new one. I am now trying. Man, what they call it again? Dang. It's on the tip of my tongue right now, man. Dang.
It's a new one? Video?
Yeah, but I only use it though, not for beats. Actually, I use it for my cover songs.
Okay. Yeah.
They license
distribute through video. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like this other company because DistroKid does that. They cover songs for you, but they charge you every year for that cover song, like a fee.
Specifics. Oh, right. Yeah.
You know how DistroKid is nice, where you can just pay that $120 and release things unlimitedly.
Right.
Just pay that $120. If you do a cover song though, they'll charge you per track.
Oh,
right.
Be expensive. Yeah.
Exactly.
How much is the charge?
It's like
30.
I think it's $4.99 a year. So if you have like 10 songs,
close to $50, right?
Yeah, you got a nice little $50 bill every year. And of course, if you're just building a catalog over time, keep doing that. Like,
the
bill gets bigger and bigger and bigger every year.
That's crazy.
So I found a really dope website. I think it's Sounddrop. Sounddrop, they clear cover songs and charge you a one-time fee. It's $9, no repeating fee. Just pay that one time and you're good. They just obviously, yeah, it's amazing.
Y'all heard that on camera, man. Make sure y'all, yo, get an affiliate link, man.
I need to. It's the real. I've always been the dude who's like never been afraid to try something that no one else has tried. Like,
yeah.
I have no problem throwing myself in the fire to figure it out, and then I'll go back to the homies like, hey, guess what worked and what didn't work? Like, I'm that guy.
Right. That's a very unique trait. That's a good character trait, because I was thinking about like something I heard, like failing to success. That's basically what you're doing.
Man, I
don't know anybody that tried all those different distributors.
I need that tattooed on my forehead, bro. Like I embody that. Like, I have gotten so good at doing bad and just failing that I got so good at like doing well, because I know 1,000 ways things don't work. So it's like, I can, I save people so much time. If you just randomly ask me a question about something, you'd be surprised how much I know about it. And like, I have no problem doing that, because if every time I've done it, I do it smartly, obviously. I don't throw myself completely in the fire to the point where it's just like stupid. Yeah. I try to make safe bets, safe risks, So like, I'll do my research, but yeah, man, I know how United Masters works on the back end. I know how SongTrailer works on Sounddrop, DistroKid, like, yeah, man. So I put beats out. I liked DistroKid a lot because when they were doing the YouTube thing, they allowed you to whitelist channels. So like, I was using that for a while. So I was putting out a beat. So I would kind of plan it like this. Like, I would plan like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ahead to release it on Spotify. And then that same day it dropped on Spotify, I was dropping on BeatStars too.
Yeah.
Dropping on YouTube, everything. So it dropped everywhere. And I did that because I knew that the beat is technically content ID protected now. So I could just put it on SoundCloud, whatever, anywhere. And on top of that, I have an ISRC code now for my beat. So now I could put that ISRC code on AudioMac, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, and now all those streams I'm actually getting paid for now. You know what I'm saying? Very Even important. If nobody buys it, just by playing it.
Yeah.
Auditioning my beat. Like, you're getting some kind of royalty. I'm like, I thought about that. I'm like, yo, that's so smart. That's what I wish I would have done with my SoundClick 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So,
but you live and learn,
You do. You live and learn. So I guess also what I'm kind of saying is like, yeah, definitely the goal of producing is to actually make records. Work with artists, produce records, sell beats. But don't forget, like, there's a whole other market of people who just listen to beats. Yeah. Like, literally. Like,
they just hit play and let it shuffle or
Right. Like, I mean, chill hop, hello, like, what I'm saying? That channel alone, like, insane. And like, even back in the SoundClick days, I knew dudes who didn't even wanna. I had friends who weren't even rappers. They just liked to listen to my beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just liked it. So yeah, man, get hip, get hip out there, y'all. That ISRC code is like your best friend in this digital world, yo. It really is.
Definitely is. I remember I didn't even know what that was a couple years ago, but it's very like, it's crazy all this stuff that you learn and you just like progress. The more you keep staying in the same business and whatnot. I was gonna flip it to. Do you work a day job at all?
Man, the last day job I worked was 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. So you're doing music full time?
Full time, man.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
I'm extremely lucky. Extremely lucky, man. And it happened by accident. Because
you got fired?
I got fired. I got fired because, not because I was lacking performance. I was for viewers who don't know, I've never studied music formally in school. Never. like for production or playing the violin. I took private lessons as a kid, but when I went to college, I majored in architecture. So I have a whole degree in architecture that I'm not using. So my senior year of my third school here in DC, the UDC, and I found myself over there. Last year of my architecture degree, I had an internship, and this was like, it wasn't no regular internship. Like, this was a paid internship.
Nice.
So like, it was an awesome freaking job, bro. And it was a beautiful situation because I worked for this black woman who was kind of spearheading herself into this industry, this male dominant industry of building and design architecture. And like, I thought it was so dope that she gave me a chance to be her like apprentice, kind of, you know. So it was cool, man. I had my little old ass Geo at the time, driving around to each fucking each house, you know, measuring, you know, everything, you know, from the parapets on the roof to the utility, you know, HVAC vents, everything in the room. I take it back to her. You know, she would do the schematic of the whole plan, and she'd be like, okay, this is how I want the design to look, and I take her plans and go make the blueprint for real. Wow. That was my kind of job. And I'm from New York originally, so when I came out here, I studied New York plates. Long story short, I changed my insurance, and it was Maryland insurance, but I had New York plates. I didn't know this was a problem. So apparently New York State thought I was driving without insurance because I had Maryland insurance. So they suspended my plates and my license. I had no idea.
Man, and you're driving with a suspended license.
Whew, man. Oh man, that was a headache. So basically, long story short, I had to give the plates back to unsuspend my license. And at the time, I was living in a place where I couldn't have the car parked without plates on it. So I had to sell my car just off GD. Yeah, yo, it was rough. This was goodbye to the Geo, man. I sold that joint off. And this is my senior year of architecture. And I had this whole life set up because the way of driving, not public transit. So 20-minute trips turned into hour and 40-minute trips. And my whole life was
torture. That's so torture.
It was, yo, I think back to that time, I'm like, yo, that was a huge test to see of like how committed I was to all this. Like,
right.
Huge test, yo. And I remember telling myself, like, I'm not gonna let this stop me from finishing this degree. I've moved from New York to DC to do this. I'm gonna finish this. I'm not taking no breaks. So I took my ass on that bus, and I busted my ass to try to still do that architecture job. I tried really hard, and the productivity was going down because I couldn't go as far. I couldn't go places that were near transit.
Right, you couldn't. So, mobile. Yeah.
Right, and like that's when technically my work started to suffer a little bit because I was so strapped for cash, and the way that you got paid at that job was once the job was finished, then you got paid. Meaning like the blueprint was done and it got accepted by DCRA. Then you get paid for that project. So I started to kind of rush a little bit with certain plans. So mistakes started to come up, and she was like, I know, she was understanding. She's like, I know this isn't your usual style. I know you've been going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Good thing is you're still young. You have time, you know, I'm gonna let you go for now, but you know, just keep working hard, basically. So left on, you know, somewhat okay terms. And you know, I decided, all right, damn, I'm in between jobs now.
And that was 4 years ago?
Yeah, it was 4 years ago. That's 4 years ago. And I was just like, all right, until I get another internship, I'm going to try and take this new electric violin my girlfriend bought me, go on the street with this Radio Shack PA speaker system I bought on clearance when Radio Shack was going out of business that year. Radio Shack went out of business that year. So I got some shit on clearance, and like, I just went out to the street, dude, and like, 7 months later,
What street was it? That first?
The first street was downtown Silver Spring, actually.
Okay.
Downtown Silver Spring, right there, in front of the movie theater in Veterans Plaza.
Oh wow, hot spot. Yeah.
Hot spot, bro. And the only reason I had that idea was because the summer previously, my rap group from New York had come down that summer, and we tried doing like street shows out here in DC.
Yeah.
And it was a good experience. It was a lot of fun. So I thought, okay, why don't I just do this dolo just for the bread real quick?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Needed it. Yeah.
you know, I got out there. I lost that job. I want to say it was like February of that year.
Okay.
And 7 months later, I was on stage with Wale.
Wow, 7 months. Wow.
7 months later, I was on stage with Wale.
How'd you make that transition?
So, get this. Things were going okay. Like, I was actively out there trying to get another job.
Yeah.
But it was like certain situations that came up, I wasn't really feeling them. And I was just at the crib, I would make beats. And then I would take the beats out to the street with my violin and play over my beats. And I started meeting a lot of people that way. Being like, oh, like, where you finding the music? I'm like, oh, lots of these are my beats.
I made
you know what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I made that. So I started thinking about, maybe I should get a little side job, some other thing, like, be a cashier or something real quick, in the meantime. But I started looking at the money I was making on the street, and that's like $7-8 an hour. I'm like, that don't make no damn sense.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? It's not even close. So I just kept being on the street, making basically minimum wage, but in half the time. So it was still great. So I remember and I used to really force myself to go out to the street, even on days I didn't feel like it. I knew I had to. And it was a random ass Tuesday. I remember the day. It was a Tuesday. It was the middle of the day. I was really not gonna go on the street. I told myself, okay, today's my break. I'm not going out. But then something told me, like, man, just go out there, because you ain't got nothing better to do. You're gonna sit in your ass and not make no money. So I said, all right, I'm gonna go to the street. Went out to the street, Silver Spring, middle of the day, slow as hell because it was a Tuesday. This is like in the summer, so it's like August-ish, you know what I'm saying? And right there in Silver Spring, Veterans Plaza, and this big dude with a beard walks past me, and he kind of stops and starts watching, just like most people kind of do when they see a random black man playing the violin on the street. So he's watching.
It's not well known.
Right. So he's watching, he's vibing, and out of nowhere he asks me randomly, like, yo, because he hears me playing, like, Pac and Biggie and stuff. He's like, you play some MMG. So I'm thinking, why the hell you asking me to play MMG? Who requests a song by the label? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
So that already was just like, okay. I was like, what do you want me to play? I was like, I said I could play some Meek Mill, I could play some Rick Ross. I didn't even say Wild at the time.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, go ahead, play some joints. So, I played some Meek Mill joints, played over some Rick Ross joints. Then he said, I forgot what Wale's song was. Like, can you play over this? So I started playing over this Wale joint. He's like, yo, what you think about performing, with Wale at the Fillmore? I'm like, I mean, that'd be really cool, but my friends always just make jokes about that. Like, Mar, you got to go down to DC and play with Wale. Not like hating wise, but there's like, teasing me a little bit, like, you know what I'm saying? And all that's playing in my head, and this is random dude talking about it. I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him at all.
Right.
So I was just like, I was like, yeah, it'd be cool, dude, but if that happens, it happens. So he goes, well, I know Wale, dude. I could put the word in. I'm like, I still don't believe this dude. I'm like, get out of here, bro. So he starts going through his phone, and he showed me his phone. It's his Instagram. I look at his phone, look at his Instagram. I'm like, holy shit, this is Wale's bodyguard. So I'm just like, what? So I'm looking through. I'm like, yo, not just Wale's bodyguard. He's a bodyguard for like Snoop Dogg and all these other people. I'm like, whoa, okay, no doubt. I give him back his phone. I'm like, yeah, what's up? You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, man, I'll let you know. gave him my card at the time. That's the thing. I had cards too. That was important.
Yeah. Nice.
Gave him my card. This is in August. I didn't hear a word from that man for like 4 months. It was a random day in December. This happened. I met him in August. It was December. I get this random text like, "Yo, what's up? It's Big E,
Yeah.
the bodyguard." And he's like, "We're about to be rehearsing for Wale's New Year's Day show. You should come to this address." So he sent me the address. He's like, "Yeah, show up at this time." And I'm just like, "I bet." So I remember I just woke up that day and drove over to the address. For some strange reason, I'm still skeptical. I don't know why.
Did you say drive to the address?
No, I didn't drive. Hell no.
Okay.
At that time, you're right. I did not drive. I'm simply saying that. I took the mother effing train and bus. Thanks for that detail.
Yeah.
Real shit. I traveled. I took my little. I used to carry those little speakers in a suitcase because they had the wheels. The speakers didn't have wheels. I put them in a suitcase. I'm rolling that shit.
Hey,
with the violin. Dude, I was thugging out. Yo, I was hustling, bro. So like, I can get to the joint. Wally's not there, but all the other band members are there, and they just crank it, bro. I mean, go vibes off the rip. I'm just like, they going in. I'm like, oh snap, all right. And then they start playing like Wale songs. I'm like, oh, this is real. Okay. You know, start the rehearsal, and then about an hour later, Wale himself walks in. I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah. That's when the fan comes in. You're like,
honestly, dude, the fan left.
Okay.
The fan of me was completely gone. I realized it was real.
Okay, yeah.
So I went straight into professional mode. I acted like I've been there forever.
Right.
Wale walked up to me and shook my hand, like, "Hey, pleasure to meet you. Little Biggie told me about you." I'm like, "Pleasure to meet you too, brother." You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to work. And we got straight into it, man. Started playing tracks, running through stuff. And for a whole week, man, I practiced with Wale and his band, man. And like, I wasn't telling nobody about it because I still didn't know if it was real. Right. Anything could happen. And like, oh, well, we decided to go a different direction, or so maybe he wasn't feeling me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I kept it on the low, so I knew that shit was happening. You know what I'm saying? So, it was probably like sound check at the Fillmores when I started telling people.
Okay, yeah, I would have did the same thing. Man. I would have did the same thing. You
know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to look stupid. And it was so funny because, like I said, my friends were kind of like, not really like making fun, but like kind of teasing. We're like, "Yo, you really moved to DC and are working with Wale?" Like, we were joking about that. And you really did it. I'm just like,
that's
I'm
crazy,
like, dude,
man.
I don't know. And this is 7 months after getting fired, losing the car, a whole bunch of other annoying life shit was happening. Like, I had a shitty roommate at the time who like stuck me with like 3 months of bills. You know what I'm saying? Jeez. Yeah, bro. He was like a piece of shit. It was a lot of stuff, but I stayed focused, man, and I ended up that Wale joint happens right before my last semester of college. Remember, I'm still, while all this is going on, I'm still doing my architecture degree. You know what I'm saying? So I would hit the streets, then go to class. All my classes were in the afternoon. So like, after the whole Wale thing happened, man, it was crazy, man. Like, I went back to school and like, man, everybody was like on me, like, "Yo, I seen you at the show. Whoa, like, what happened? You like blew up over winter break. Like, what happened, bro?" Like, I'm like, I'm just, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know what happened, but I'm here, and yeah. And even my professor, man, he got the vibes, and he was just like, he asked me straight up one day, like, "What are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to pursue architecture, or are you trying to pursue music? Because it really seems like you're trying to do music." And I told him straight out, I was like, "I'm not trying to do architecture. I want to do music." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he was like, "Are you sure that's what you want to do?" I'm like, "I'm 100% positive this is what I want to do." So he was like, "All right, so I'm gonna forego the whole grad school talk with you." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Cool, I mean, man." You know what I'm saying? But it's funny because I still graduated at the top of my class.
I was gonna ask you, did you finish your degree?
I finished my degree, bro. After all that, I finished my degree. I graduated in that following May.
Okay.
And I was happier than a mug because my whole life making beats up until that very moment that year, I've always split my time 50% with school, 50% with music.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time in my life, I was able to do music 100%. 100%. Finally got that degree. My mom was off my back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, you know, she tried to slide in. So you think you're gonna do grad school, maybe pursue architecture on the side? And I'm like, no. I'm like, and oh no, like I'm done. I'm done with this school stuff. I'm done. I did it. I'm not trying to be an architect. My heart's not in it. I'm not gonna go to grad school, do another $100,000 of debt. No, hell no. I'm done. So, and it was the best decision I've ever made in my life. Yeah. So, you know, after that, it was crazy. After that, obviously the Wale thing happened, and then the gigs started coming in, weddings. People wanted me to feature on their tracks. Like I played violin on other rappers' music, which is dope as hell too. Which obviously was another lane for me to get my beats out there. Yeah. And
because I was gonna ask you, how did you segue to beats with that type of situation?
Right. Yeah. So a lot of people probably think like, oh, why did you get beats to Wale? Woo woo. I'm like, it don't really work like that. No, it don't work like that, bro. Yeah. Like, it don't work like that. That's what I'm gonna leave it at. You gotta earn that kind of right beat, literally in the right place at the right time, right mood, all that. You know what I'm saying? Because relationships are important. You don't want to be that guy who's like mad off-putting because you're just too pushy and it's not even your position. You know what I'm saying? You came in as a one-time musician. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not even part of the band. Like, you know, who are you to try to start like finessing like that? So it's the smarter thing, of course, is to take that clout and build something for myself. You know what I'm saying? Which is exactly what I did. So, you know, with other artists who wanted me to play violin on their tracks, and they're more side to side peers to me, not working above, working side to side, then it's a better situation. Like, hey, maybe you check out some of my beats that have violin on it, and you know, I've made a few chops off like that. I sold this one fire ass violin beat not too long ago, like, and it was like just off Instagram, putting it up there, and like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it definitely was working, you know what I'm saying? And it definitely took my initiative to do that, you know what I'm saying? So through all of that, you know, gigs started coming in, and you know, I always kept it realistic. I track all of my income very closely in an Excel sheet. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to do a video on budgeting.
Yeah, we can do that. We can definitely do that. I track my expenses very closely. I know exactly how much I spent in 2018, 2019. I know how much I spent this year already too. And that way I know, like, is my business growing? Do I need to get a job? Like,
it's vital.
Yo, it's absolutely vital. And like, luckily for me, every year since that 2016 has been going up and up and up and up. So I'm like, all right, we're good. Like, we're doing fine. Let's keep it going. So, so, you know, flash forward to now, you know, countless really amazing opportunities later, you know, I got a profile on IMDb now, which is insane to me.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's insane.
We totally skipped over that too, like how you got the movie. I'm trying to like rein in the conversation.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Like,
it's all good, man. It's all good. I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. But so, short version of that.
Okay, short version of that. Boom. So, you know the brand new DC Wharf, like that whole area in DC, the Wharf?
Yeah. Yep.
I was extremely lucky and honored to be the grand opening musician of the Wharf.
Nice.
The first day, I was one of the people that was going through the Wharf and playing on the street. They hired me to do that. And they regularly book me to play over there. And I do my thing. I play covers, and I also slide my little beats in there every once in a while to promote myself. I met some lady walking by at the Wharf one day. She said she knew some people in the industry as far as like movies and writing and screenplay stuff. And she took my card. I want to say it was like maybe a whole half a year later.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. She randomly hits me in like a text message like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, woo woo woo, and I met you at the wharf, but hey, I know this director that's shooting a movie at the wharf, at Levy, in the club Levy, that's at the wharf, in in the penthouse, but it's tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, no doubt. What do they need exactly? Like, oh, they need you need somebody to basically act as a violinist at this like upscale, kind of bougie event. You know what I'm saying?
Posh, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go to the wharf, go to Libya the next day. I go to the set, and sure enough, it is a huge set. Huge set. And I'm like, even before I went though, I had a little bit of intel as far as who the director was, all the stuff. I did my research. I'm like, oh snap, this is like a BET movie, and this is the director and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, this is legit. So I went in there kind of knowing what was up. It was the funniest thing. I went in there, and I actually ran into one of my old classmates from my architecture school.
Crazy.
He was actually playing as an extra in
Wow.
the movie. I remember that talking. I'm like, yo, what are you doing here, bro? He's like, after architecture, I wanted to go into modeling.
Yeah.
So he got his modeling thing going, and he got himself into this opportunity. It was just so funny that both of us were architect students, and we were both randomly in this movie set together.
Right.
Nothing to do with architecture.
Right.
It was so funny, man. Life is so funny. So that's simply how that happened. And then from the day we shot that scene to when the movie came out was about a year and some change. So I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about it. And maybe like I got this random like little text like from I think the director, who was just kind of like, hey, just wanted to check in and let you know how the progress of the movie's going along. Right now it's like I think she's like post-production. They had some issues. They didn't know if it was gonna come out. And that was kind of like this weird place they were kind of at with it.
Yeah, like
and then like a few months later after that, I just randomly get a message from my friend like, yo, is that you in this movie? I'm just like, what are you talking about? And they sent me this little video of them in their living room recording the BT screen, and sure enough, there goes the scene of me playing. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and like the whole,
crazy.
And I was just like, holy moly. I'm like, yo, they dropped the movie. I didn't even know.
You didn't even know they released it.
I didn't even know.
You remind me like the Forrest Gump of he's just running around and I got shot.
Yo, that is the perfect analogy of my life right now, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm like, yo, like
I was just there.
Yo, that's what I mean. Like, even you asked me at the beginning, like, yo, how are you doing? How's everything going? I'm like, bro, it's just going. Like, it's literally just going. And like, I'm not saying I'm so whimsical. Obviously, I said I do stuff like track my income and like track my expenses. I'm not a complete airhead. but yeah, this life dilemma right now is like, it is so surreal, man. So surreal every day. I'm just thankful, and like it just makes me be way more humble, and it makes me just keep working, because I'm just like, I don't want to get caught off guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, so after that whole BET thing, man, like I had another huge meeting recently, and I unfortunately can't give the name of the people I met with.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
But man, I met with a really big movie star, man, because they have an idea for some kind of movie. It involves a black violinist, and that was a crazy experience. Like, to get called for a meeting like that, and when I showed up to that meeting, to have them like, to have this this star walk up to me through all the people in the bar and be like, "Hey, you're Marvell, aren't you?"
Yeah.
Like everybody in the bar is like, "You know her?"
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was just like, "You know me?" You know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
Yeah.
Man, that was insane. So like that whole BET thing now is like, you know, it's starting to branch off into other things. And like I'm going to figure out a way to make this relevant to producing. I will figure it out.
I'm sure you will.
One way or another, it'll happen. That's always my goal.
I'm sure you will, man. I'm happy for you, bro. Forrest Gumping it, man.
Y'all never gonna forget that. Y'all be like a DJ Fanatic coins the Forrest Marvin's the Forrest Gump right now. Like I'm never gonna forget that.
This dude's just running around.
Accurate. It's too accurate right now, man. Like
yeah, we're gonna have to do part 2, man. Because like we went like well over half an hour.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's all good.
Lord,
I'm gonna just chop it in pieces, probably.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, we'll do a part 2.
I never look at the time. I'm like, oh damn, we've been chopping it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, but that's honestly, bro. That's what always happens when I talk about like this production journey. Is like, if this is a proof of anything, it's like, man, like you just gotta pay attention to the opportunities, put yourself out there. I think work hard, be smart, pray, and I think do right by people around you. Do right by people around you, because people talk. This business is big, but it's not that big.
Right, it's big, but it's small at the same time. Reputation is everything.
Lord of mercy, everything.
Yeah.
So, also you producers out there, especially you male ones, get a lot nicer to the women you work with, man, because y'all are ruining yourselves. Ruining yourselves trying to sleep with every female artist that comes your way. Like, your reputation is shit because of the things y'all do. And I hear it, I'm just like,
yeah, damn,
bro. Like, woo. Like, my reputation is so solid, especially with the women I worked with. Like, man, I'm just happy I had that wisdom all the way back then. You know what I'm saying? So like that became a little issue at one point. I used to hear it too much. I was like, damn, like, are y'all in this only to get girls? Like, I don't actually like the music. I'm like, okay, damn. You know, it's like, it's not, I don't know, it's not that serious, bro. Like,
I had to stop working with certain people because they didn't know how to like keep it professional. Like,
man,
singer I bring next to certain dudes, I'm like, come on, bro, we're trying to work.
Legit, man. Like, I've been around some gorgeous women in the studio, and like, I don't know, I'm so serious about my passion. You know what I mean? Like, I literally kind of like put them in my do not touch box, like in my like mental do not like mess with the box. Like, I've had girls come on to me super strong in studio situations. I'm just like, yo, we're working. Like, I can't. Like, I value my relationship as a friend, as a client, way more than some quick tail. Like, let's just do this.
And you're off the market.
There you go. Oh, I'm talking even before I was off the market, dude.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking way before this situation, man. Me and my girl have been together for a long time. Yes, like 8 years strong. Like, the 3 prior years when I was doing this, like back in my mom's crib in the basement, having all types of women coming through and girls coming through, man. Oh Lord, I was a wreck. You know what I'm saying? But I still kept it.
I lived in my dad's basement.
Every producer know about their mom's basement, man. Stop fronting. Y'all know about the struggle, man. Mom's basement, bro. Like, I used to have girls sleep over the crib, man, like all the time, and like they felt comfortable enough to do that. Like, I was just on it. Like, yo, I'm trying to be Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to play. So, I think I just had to put that out there because that's super important.
Yeah, definitely, man. You dropped so many gems on this video. It's crazy. Like, I already know it's gonna get some pull, man. Like, people gravitate to value like this. That's why we need to do a part 2. I'll check that.
I'm with it, man. Just let me know, man. I hope that I have some more crazy stories.
Oh man, I'm sure you got some you didn't share here. So
yeah, no, there were definitely a few that crossed my mind. I'm like, nah, I can't talk about that. Not on the internet.
Yeah. Do an unedited
You
Raw,
gotta pay
uncut.
the DJ
Remember the
Fanatic
BET?
subscription to get the.
Right. Pay
You
me
feel
for
me?
this.
Yeah. I got you,
um,
bro. I got you.
to close, what would you
Yeah.
say to aspiring producers that are just starting out? Like, you did kind of say a couple things, but like, what would you tell them? Like, yo, I want to be a producer. I really don't know music theory that much. I bought a couple loops off of Sounds for Producers. And by the way, there's links in the description for a free loop pack, also a free month to BeatStars and some other stuff. So check that out. But what would you say to a new producer getting into just basically following their passion about making music? Like, what would you say to that new you, basically?
Man, I'd say definitely be real with yourself first if you're really trying to do this for real. Like, you try to make a career out of this, or you're just doing it as a hobby. The reason I say that is because you're gonna save yourself a lot of headache.
Yeah.
If you decide now, oh, this is a hobby, and it's fine if it's an expensive hobby and you just like to like buy gear and buy stuff for fun. That's fine. That's what you like to do.
Yeah.
But if you want to do this as a career, then you gotta understand, yes, there is a business side behind it, and by business side, I mean you gotta go out and do a little googling
Or reading.
or reading. I read a ton of books, so read. If you're a new producer just starting out, trying to make this a career, and definitely be yourself. You're gonna start out with mimicking guys that you like, which is fine. Mimic to death. You know what I'm saying? And then once you feel comfortable, start putting yourself into it. Once you start feeling better about your mixing and your choice of sounds and your brand overall, is just be yourself. And once again, I'm gonna say, you'd be surprised how far this goes, yo. Do good to the people around you. Like, you'll be surprised how that very unrelated thing to beats matters. You know what I'm saying? Do good to your customers, do good to people that come to your studio, do good business, and that builds your brands, and build brick by brick, yo. Go to say yes more than no. Go to these conferences, go to these events, save your money.
Yeah.
Save your money.
Budget.
And yes, market. And I think it'll be fine. If you follow those like 3 or 4 little things, do right by people, do your studying, be yourself, say yes more than no. Yeah, do those 4 things. You'll be all right.
Awesome, man.
Don't quit.
Yeah, one more before I let you go. What's your favorite scene in Forrest Gump?
That's hilarious. I think I might have like 2. I think it was the one where it was something about like the smiley face and the I Love New York thing. He randomly like helped the guy create the I Love New York. No,
that was when he was running and the mud on his shirt. It made a smiley face. He wiped his face.
Yes.
It happens.
It happens, yeah. There you go. Boom. I thought that was so funny. Like, I loved all the little like things they threw in there, and of course the classic running scenes that are all throughout the movie. Like, pretty much all of those.
There's a lot in that movie.
Yeah, there's a lot. So, but that's one of the most memorable. I don't know why that stuck out to me. I think it has to do with branding and stuff. So it stuck to me.
Yeah, so let everybody know where your IG or where you sell your loop packs. Let everybody know where they can find
guys. Easiest thing is Marvbeats.com. I put so much time into making it easy from that point. So just go there.
There you go.
There's all the social media icons right at the top of the screen. Facebook. I'm having a lot of fun on Facebook. Engagement's real good on there. So come mess with me on Facebook. It's a lot of fun. Instagram, of course, is a ton of fun. And on YouTube, I'm always uploading stuff, new cover songs, beats. So come mess with me there. And on marvbeats.com, again, you can find my beat store and my loop kits. And there'll be plenty more of those coming out. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Join the email list. Maybe you can come see me live. You know what I'm saying? And or you can hire me for your wedding.
Hey, there you go. And how are you spelling Marv Beats?
I'll say so. It's M as in Mary, A, R as in Robert, V as in Victory, and Beats with an S. So Marvbeats.com. Real simple.
Cool. And what's your IG?
And my IG is at Marvillousbeats. So that's Marville, my real name. M as in Mary, A-R-V as in Victory, I-L-L. Not like the comics, Marville.
There you
Marvelous, so O-U-S, Beats with an S. Marvelous Beats, at Marvelous Beats.
Yeah, definitely, man. You got to spell it out for people sometimes. So,
so they can
find you. Yeah, man. It's been a great pleasure. Yo, if y'all haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the sub button. Definitely could use some subs. We appreciate y'all. Hopefully you got something out of this video. And more to come, hopefully, from my boy Marvelous Beats, man. Really appreciate it, man.
No, thanks for having me, man. This was awesome. Very therapeutic.
Awesome. Yeah, like I was saying in the beginning, man, like dialogue is so important, you know, because we get into the music, we do our shows, we do the networking stuff, but people don't sit down and talk about what they're going through, you know, what works and how they got there. Like, I was just thinking, yo, let me talk to this guy. I remember when we first met, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I
real,
something.
Very real, man. Yeah, that was a great meetup. Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate that, man. Part 2 coming soon.
Yeah, for sure, man. Get some rest. Let me just hit stop here right quick.